everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Up Supercast Game Club. My name is Brandon, and I am your host. And joining me today, I have Noah.
Mary.
And I also have Ills.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
What are you seeing? You seeing something weird?
Yeah, everything's on fire.
Wow. You must have had something traumatic happen to you.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, this episode we took a visit to a little town, you might have heard of it, called Silent Hill. Specifically, Silent Hill 2.
They changed the town's name in this game.
Oh,
Silent
no,
Hill
they didn't. Oh, they changed the town name to Silent Hill 2?
Yeah.
Imagine if they did that, that'd be so dumb. But Silent Hill 2, a survival horror game published by Konami and developed by Konami Computer Entertainment of Tokyo, which they had their own team on this game, Team Silent, which is part of Konami, and they developed this game for the PlayStation 2. Was also eventually ported to the Xbox and PC, and was released on September 24th, originally in 2001.
Wasn't like a remastered version made?
There is a HD remaster for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 that also comes with Silent Hill 3 together. It's a Silent Hill HD collection. But that is not the version that we played. We always try to play the best version of the game if available right here when we do the game club. But this PlayStation 2 or the Xbox version are the actual two best versions, surprisingly. The HD remake is not.
Is garbage.
Yeah.
The HD collection is absolute garbage.
So, the main reason for that is there was a lot of sound issues they had when porting the game because the original code wasn't all available to them.
Yeah.
And they messed with the fog, which is a big iconic thing for the Silent Hill series.
The precious
Yeah.
fog.
The fog looked like it's a JPEG image instead of actual fog.
Supposedly it looks really, really bad. So
It's really bad.
We didn't.
And like the sound cues, like in most situations, it sounds like you're walking on metal for some reason.
Yeah.
Like almost, even if you're working like inside of an apartment building or something, it's really, really, really bad.
You'll when we talk about this game, I guess you'll probably find out why playing that version wouldn't be the best, because if you're messing with the sound in this game and making it worse, that's a bad thing, because the sound.
Yeah, the sound cues are very important in this game.
Sound plays a big role in this video game.
Yeah.
So
I think it's like 50% of the horror of this game. Is
yeah, really. Yeah, I mean, it really is. So Silent Hill 2, we played this game, and it was our first Patreon pick that we had here on the Game Club. So thank you to our patrons, and we really appreciate you guys. And to show that appreciation, once around on the Game Club now, we're doing a Patreon pick round. Where I just randomly choose one of the picks. Everybody posts their pick in the Discord server, and I just choose one on a random thing. I posted it on Twitter that we got Silent Hill 2. Kevin picked this game. So
surprisingly,
thank you.
He didn't even want to pick a game.
He didn't, but we made him. It's part of his duty. So yeah, I mean, This is the first game we played, and I think that we got a good one to start off with, at least, because we sometimes we play bad games here. You never know what you're gonna get when you play a game you've never played. But this, surprisingly, me and Ills have never played this game, because Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill's a well-known name in the history of video games. It's specifically 2 is known as one of the best survival horror games of all time. A lot of people say that. When it came out, it was reviewed extremely well, and to this day, a lot of people still talk about it, just as one of the best. So, yeah,
I kind of prefer the first one better, but we'll get into that later.
Okay. Well, it's still one of, everybody said it was one of the best, and I never played it. And I'm a big fan of survival horror. But for whatever reason, one or another, I never got around to playing any of the Silent Hill games. So, here we are.
I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of survival horror. Like, I play them sometimes, but
I
this one's pretty
love
good.
survival horror.
Yeah, I do too a lot. Like, I absolutely love survival horror games. I just never got around to playing this, so here we are, and I'm glad that we did. Silent Hill 2, you play as James Sunderland, and it's third-person action. Third-person, not really action, but survival horror game. Kind of like Resident Evil in a way, in terms of the structure of the controls.
Tank controls.
Mm-hmm. And
the only place where tank controls work is survival horror.
Yeah.
Because they make you so scared, you have no idea which direction you're going to move.
Yeah. And when you're in combat, you're stressing out because you don't even know if you're going to hit the guy you're trying to hit or not. Which is always fun. But you play as James Sunderland. He goes to Silent Hill after opening up a letter that he receives in the mail from his dead wife,
Mary.
And it said to meet her in Silent Hill, and she'd be waiting in their special place. So, red flag if it was me. If I got a letter in the mail from my dead wife, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
James is not the smartest person, you know?
he's a dumbass.
He's really not. So he goes to Silent Hill to investigate, and gets there and quickly realizes that the town is almost completely deserted, and he starts seeing a lot of shit. And that's where it starts going down. We're going to have a spoiler section later on, definitely for sure, in this when we talk about it. But he has to deal with all these monsters and try to find Mary. And yeah, I mean, nothing was holding James back.
No.
When he got to Silent Hill. And that's the thing that really got to me with, like, I was like, how stupid is this guy? Because I would understand, if you got a letter from your dead wife, obviously you're gonna be like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? But like, if you're really having a hard time, maybe you'd be like, I need to at least gotta go and investigate it, right? But at what point, when you got to Silent Hill and then you see that the place is covered in fog, abandoned, everything is shut down and boarded up, and there's fucking monsters walking the street, you would leave.
You fucking leave.
You would absolutely leave.
You fucking book it.
Yeah, like after the first monster, I would book it.
Hell yeah! The fuck? I mean,
nothing was holding him there.
Exactly. Yeah, we eventually learned he clearly doesn't have all his marbles, but
Yeah, early on, you even find out kind of he doesn't really have any cares for his own well-being.
Yeah.
Because you run across a girl in the graveyard right at the beginning of the game, and she tells you don't go into Silent Hill because she kind of warns you it's very dangerous, and he just goes, I don't care, I'm going regardless. And you're already like, okay, this guy doesn't care about his well-being just at all. And even when you approach the first monster in the game, he's so nonchalant about it. He just kills it, and he's just like, okay, there's monsters here. Like, dude! And they're not just like, it's not just a monster. These things are unsettling to look at. Like, they're like these weird, like, straight jacket. They have no arms. It's almost like their arms are, like, covered in flesh and they're kind of, like, stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And they just spew vomit or some sort of something that's disgusting all over the place.
Yeah.
And they walk around very slow. And sometimes they
very
crawl.
Slow.
Sometimes they crawl out from underneath cars. And that's... The first time I got a jump scare in this game was that.
Oh, when they fucking fast crawl.
Oh yeah, you're just walking and one just comes out of a car and you're like, holy shit.
It's super weird because they like barely attack you even though they're moving fast. Like sometimes they'll like snip at your ankles or whatever, but it will do almost no damage. It's very rare.
Right, yeah. So the town of Silent Hill covered completely in fog, which is like the staple of the series. And it looks good. Like for PS2, I gotta say this game, it looks pretty damn good for the PlayStation 2 out of that generation was like the weakest console in terms of power, but they did like a really good job of just like choosing like an art direction and a color palette to look really good. it plays with a lot of just, grays and browns, and obviously it's not going to be a colorful game because it's a horror game. But I think overall the environments look good, and even when there is like blood and stuff, that looks pretty realistic. I liked just everything in it. Like, I think it holds up. If you just give it like the HD textures and not in the probably bad way they did in the remake. But this game could be easy to make it look good even at today's standards, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think it looks good, but also it's very effective and evocative. Like the environments are very moody, and the juxtaposition between the open areas of the city where it's all filled with fog, and then the very claustrophobic hallways of the apartment building and the hotel and the hospital and all those places. It really gives you a lot of sense of tension that it never really lets up.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like in this game a lot of things are placed, they're purposefully placed. Whether it's the monsters, the items, the settings, the environments, the sounds, everything is put into place perfectly at the times to make you feel uneasy and make you feel uncomfortable.
I would say most of those things are true. I don't think in the outside world where you're running around the city, I don't think there's anything scary out there because you can outrun everything. It's
so open. There's no point when you're not encased in I would say they're almost there's these games.
There are a few alleyways with dogs.
Yeah.
That was the only part where I would actually go cautiously. But other than that,
yeah. When you're on the streets, if something is approaching you, just kind of swerve around it. It's just see you later.
Yeah. There's no nothing dangerous out there.
No. But the game does a really good job when you're in I almost call them dungeons in a way. It has not, I guess, Zelda-like dungeons in a weird way. There's 4 or 5 of them throughout the game, because you get a map, and the map has doors, and there's items and puzzles, so it's kind of like a dungeon from Zelda, and there's a boss. So those areas are very claustrophobic, and they it's dark. You have to rely on your flashlight, and the enemies are so close quarters that you have no choice but to kill them.
Yeah.
So
especially the apartment building, holy shit! Those hallways are so small.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can't run past anybody.
No, you can't. And the apartment buildings were the first one you do, and I just couldn't wait to get out of them because I was stressed, And early on in the game, I'll say the first third of that game, I was very stressed out while playing it. I felt uneasy, I didn't feel safe. I just wanted to get out of that apartment building, but after I felt after that it was this power buff all of a sudden where there was just ammo and health everywhere, just everywhere.
Yeah, the limitless inventory works against, it undercuts the horror of this game.
Right. Absolutely. Where Resident Evil, you have to pick and choose what you're carrying, and it limits you. You can't have all the weapons. You can't, you have to choose what you have on you. You have to hold
Everybody hates the limited inventory in Resident Evil, even me, but it fucking adds so much to survival.
Yeah,
it works. Yeah. Yeah, it makes you stressed out in a way where you have to choose. Oh, I can't hold this. I can't hold a shotgun, a rocket launcher, a machine gun all at once. I can't be overpowered. I have to choose how much ammo I have on me.
You have to make meaningful decisions.
Yeah, exactly. It does work against it in terms of, because you're not afraid of the monsters become less scary when you're not worried about them killing you.
Yeah, there was multiple times, for a huge section of this game, I just had over 100 bullets for my handgun and my shotgun, and I had a rifle with 50 bullets. Yeah, I was unkillable basically.
Yeah, and in the enemies themselves didn't pose that much of a threat.
No.
Which because visually these enemies are terrifying. They're unsettling to just look at, because the art direction of this game and the enemy design is just incredible. But the game becomes less scary because you don't feel threatened by them.
And also, it's like the same 3 enemy types over and over for the whole game, basically.
Yeah, because there's the guys I mentioned, like the straitjacket kind of guys with no arms. There's the mannequins, which are like just mannequin legs pieced together.
Yeah, those are really creepy, though.
Yeah, they are very... The first time when you get the flashlight and you walk in that room and you pick it up and you just see one, I noped the fuck out of that room. I saw it get up and I was like, I'm out. I was like, I hope there's nothing left back in that room because I'm getting the fuck out of here. But so those are terrifying to look at. There's of course, there's a reoccurring, and everybody knows him, Pyramid Head, who kind of is like the in a weird, almost like a nemesis throughout this game, kind of following you around and threatening you throughout the game.
Just a bit more scripted, yeah.
Yeah. There's the nurses. Who, nurses and Pyramid Head are both were introduced in this game, and they're like the most iconic two of all Silent Hill.
Right.
In terms of enemy types. Then there's I think his name is Abstract Daddy.
Yeah, it just looks like a fucking demon on a table or some shit.
He's supposed to be a bed, actually. But he looks really like a table.
Yeah, he looks like a table. It's
weird because you fight him as a boss, and then later and there's like just weaker versions of him running around. And there's that's about it. There's cockroaches.
Right, spiders, yeah.
Yeah, these like bugs everywhere, which you just kind of stomp on.
But they're pretty rare too.
Yeah. There's like one you get locked in with them.
The fact that like you are often only fighting like either the slow walking nurses or the slow walking, poison gas spewing dudes, or the leg mannequin guys. Yeah, they're all pretty easy to kill with just the melee weapons that you get. They're never threatening. They have a pretty specific pattern. You can always attack them before they attack you. Yeah, it's not hard.
No, it's not. And like I mentioned, it kind of sucks just because it does make it less scary once you're overpowered. But the good part about all of this is that the sound design and just how the sounds work while you're playing the game just do an incredible job at keeping you tense still.
Yeah, I mean, I was like more worried about what could happen than if I actually saw something coming at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just the potential of what could happen, because like the sounds would just go off on a crazy tangent for no reason sometimes. Like you think, oh shit, like what's gonna happen? And then nothing happens. You're like,
nothing happens, but you're worried about.
Scare yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
There was 2 really good examples of this I noticed. There's one where you're walking through the jail, and there's a part where you like hear something whispering almost, and you're like, what the fuck is this? What is it? I have no idea. Like, but it never ends up being anything. But you're scared the whole time. You don't know what it is. There's another part where it was in the room with it was this big open room, and there was just something right in the middle. It was like a puzzle that you had to.
Is it the one like with the nooses?
No, not the nooses. Okay. I do want to talk about that puzzle though. But there was something in the middle of the room. You had to like put something like coins or something in it. It was like almost like like a little statue with like a stair well in the back of it that kind of went up. But in that room,
sorry. That one has nooses too, but you don't touch the nooses.
Okay.
I forgot. Yeah.
And in that room there's like galloping. You hear like something like a horse almost. And I'm like I was like terrified because that room was huge. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's something in here.
Yeah, I was so sure you were gonna get like a boss fight there, but nothing.
Yeah, nothing in there.
Like the game does a good job at psyching you out with all like just the possibility of something terrible happening.
Which is good because it makes you feel like it almost makes
Put
you feel
on
crazy.
edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're going nuts, which is what James is doing this whole fucking time. So it just an incredible job sound design wise, and like even there's times where it's just the ambiance of it adds these like it's just like and you're like, oh no, I don't want to go down this hallway, but then there's nothing. You know, and I do really like the fact that the radio starts going off in the fuzz when you're near an enemy.
Yeah.
It's really cool because sometimes you don't see them.
I thought that was good, but then it also kind of made me feel safe when it wasn't on. So I was like, I wish they would kind of like.
That's a good point.
They should have had a section where it just breaks down.
Yeah.
Well, they had that one really cool section where you can't get in the elevator because you have all your items, and it's like a wait.
Yeah.
You have to put all your stuff in a locker, and you go for like a good 10-15 minutes with nothing.
Yeah, that was a really good part. That
awesome.
had me like very anxious.
That was smart, but I wish they kept it for longer. Like it wasn't just like you just got everything back right away.
Because I was really afraid at that part. I was like, oh shit, all my items are gone. I was stressing out. But yeah, it's not long enough because then they brought that tension back.
Yeah.
Really good. The noose part though, we mentioned that. That puzzle was a clever puzzle. I did like it. I actually had to open up fucking like a note program and make notes for myself for that. And doing it though, the fucking cutscene where you pull down each noose was like stress-inducing because I was like, I don't want to get it wrong, but also I was like, come on, it's just fucking. It took forever.
It takes so long.
Yeah, it was so slow, and it was just like the squeaking of him pulling it down.
I was legitimately like expecting something horrible to happen if I pulled the wrong one, but nothing happened.
Oh, did you pull the wrong one?
I pulled so many wrong ones.
I got it right on my first try, but I was worried that like if I got the wrong one, it was like gonna all of a sudden like get on my neck and then just like can't kill me.
Yeah, that's what I was like hoping for. It didn't happen.
That's disappointing to find out that nothing happens.
I think it spawns like enemies in the hallway, but that's it.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah.
That puzzle though, like I mentioned, I did like that puzzle. This game had really good puzzles too.
Yeah. I really like the coin puzzle. Like, where you have to figure out where the coins fit.
Where the coins go.
Yeah.
I like that too. Although at first I was like, do I have all the coins? There's 5 slots, but I only have 3 coins.
Yeah, it tells you. It's like, you only need 3, basically.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was worried at first. But there was some really cool puzzles in the game. Like, I really like the one with the quiz show that pops up on the radio.
Did something actually happen with that?
Yeah, you can open up a box.
Oh, I never went to that room again, because I thought I already got everything in that room.
Yeah, there's a box you open. I don't know if it had anything important. Maybe it was just ammo and shit.
Yeah, no, I went into that room, it gave me a bunch of ammo, but then the quiz show came on after, and I was like, okay, I'm not going back there.
I went back. I got whatever was in that box. I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah.
There was one really cool puzzle where you turn this like block, and the block itself was like moving a padded room, like a that you would find like a psych ward. And I thought that was neat.
That was interesting. I wish there was more to it. It seemed pretty simple though.
Yeah, I wish there was more of it itself.
Yeah.
And I like the one where the puzzle with the music boxes.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the music box one.
Running around the hotel was pretty fun. Like running around all these environments were pretty fun, and that's I think mostly due to how fucking great the map mechanic is.
Oh my god, it's
so good,
fucking awesome as fuck. I almost wish Zelda would do this kind of shit.
Yeah, it's incredibly fun to use that map. Like everywhere you go, even if it's a blocked room, at least you feel like you're progressing because your map gets edited.
Your map X's it off. It tells you, so there's no backtracking like trying to open up rooms that you think you haven't explored yet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So good.
That map is your best friend. James has no friends other than that map.
Oh, yeah. He's my best friend.
Yeah. It was awesome. And it even tells you it tells you where you need to go, like your goal usually. It tells you like rooms with puzzles, like it puts like, question marks next to things you need to figure out still. It circles things. He draws like a key or something sometimes on the map. Like really, it's so fucking helpful. And
if you find like other notes in the world, it happens from time to time. He just updates his own maps with those notes. It's awesome. It's
really cool. Other games would really fucking take notes. Because
take notes like James does on his map.
Like James does on his map. For a man who's clearly insane, he has very good note-taking skills. This shit was a godsend. Another thing that was really helpful outside of the map was the fact that James would look at things in the room to show you that there was something that you can interact with or pick up.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he would turn his head. It was super helpful for me, at least, walking through some of the rooms, and you would just see his head turn. You'd be like, "Oh, there's something over here." I thought that was a nice little touch to if you were exploring a room that you weren't sure if you picked everything up in. So
yeah.
And the notes that you would find lying around, also some of them, because the game is kind of light on the narrative side.
Yeah, it is.
So some of the notes fill in like backstories and things on the other characters that you meet throughout Silent Hill.
I kind of wish like he collected the notes, and it was kind of like Resident Evil, where you can kind of
keep
look
like
through the notes
files
again.
for it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can agree with that. Yeah. Because some of them you can actually skip through, or you kind of just want to read up, and especially near the end of the game, it'd be interesting to just read back up on everything you found so far.
Yeah.
But I do like that some of the notes go into some of the other characters in their psyches. And speaking of the other characters,
but there are some items like notes that actually change while they're in your inventory, and it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think
Maria's photograph, not Mary's photograph changes. So, like, actually, one way to get one of the endings is that you have to look at Mary's photograph
a lot, just like keep looking at it.
Yeah, and if you don't look at it at all, I guess like the idea behind it is that you kind of forget about her, and I think you get Maria's ending with that.
Which
if you don't do that.
We'll talk about that later, because the weird way you get endings in this game is just...
I really like it, but it's like very obscure and it's hard. You would never be able to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, exactly, which is kind of dumb, but also it's cool. Unique. I'll give it that. But there are other characters outside of James that are in Silent Hill, and you do meet other people throughout the way. Like, for example, Marie, I think her name was Maria. Yeah, Maria. And you meet Maria,
Laura,
Angela, and
Eddie.
Yeah. So they're all in Silent Hill. When you first meet them, you first meet Angela at the beginning of the game. She's in the graveyard. She's right outside of the town, so it doesn't seem as weird. Although she does act weird, and every single person you fucking come across is very weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, but when you start coming across them like in the hotel and stuff, you're like, what are these people doing here? Is your first thought.
You mean
like,
the apartment?
Yeah. Because you run into Eddie in the apartment, and you're like, why are you here? Because clearly, you would have had to come in this apartment the way I did. So you obviously had to walk through a town where there's monsters in the streets. Like, why are these people here? Which the game kind of answers later on, which is cool. Is that, like, Silent Hill, the town, kind of like calls people to it. And they all have their own unique experience there.
It's so weird because for like half the game, I felt like these characters were not real. Like, I don't think they're actually there. I think they're all just part of James's mind for some reason.
Yeah,
they seem so like insane. They seem so fucking crazy.
I think they are there, but they're there experiencing their own like version of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Just like their own demons. It's very weird. And it's like the whole game and the story and everything is like so left to interpretation.
Yeah.
Which we'll definitely talk about in the spoiler section.
And even like the structure of the town itself. Like, what is going on? Is this real? Because he goes into the historical society, he falls down a hole, he falls down like 10 holes.
Yeah. Which was like, I interpreted it as like a symbolic of like James diving, like going deeper and deeper into his own psyche.
Yeah, like at that point, like what's real and what's not real?
Yeah,
it's
but
so hard to figure out.
Yeah, exactly. And he goes like down 10 holes and comes out on the fucking street.
Yeah.
like when I first came out on the street, I was like, I thought I was down like 100 feet underground right now.
I thought he was like near the core of the earth by this point.
Yeah, it's very odd. The town itself is definitely like almost like living, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, everything is really in the game is, like I said, up to interpretation, because there's a lot of like symbolic things here and there that you have to just kind of decide on your own. The game doesn't tell you a lot, and it does tell you some things through the cutscenes or through the notes that you find, but even then it still leaves a lot open.
Yeah.
And even the endings, there's like 6 different endings in the game, and none of them are canon. You know, it's just.
Yeah. I think there is one of them I can't remember which one.
Well,
yeah.
I read up on it. Supposedly, the in the water ending is the closest to canon that there is.
Yeah.
Which is the one me and Ills both got, and I'm gonna guess probably the easiest one to get, because that's what we both end up getting. So.
I just wanted to point out, like, I didn't really like how the camera was like so floaty sometimes, like. And also, like, it just wouldn't obey you. Like, it wouldn't go behind you when you wanted it to sometimes.
Yeah. It did have, like, fixed camera at first. I didn't even realize you can move the camera for a little while.
Yeah, me neither.
Which, at first, I was like, oh, man, this is really dumb. Because there's parts where, like, the camera would be facing, like, you'd be running towards the camera in a small hallway.
Hate. Which I fucking hate.
Like, what's the point of this? Especially when there's fucking enemies in the fucking apartment building and you're running towards the camera. It's like, kidding me? But once I realized you can move the camera, it's nice, but also the camera's kind of shitty.
The camera's a real pain in the ass. Like, it just won't do what you tell it to sometimes.
Yeah, it likes to move around on its own. Like you said, floaty is a very good way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Like, it'll just start moving for no reason sometimes. I remember the staircase in the apartment building. Once you get to like the 3rd floor in the staircase, it moves to like a weird angle for almost no reason. Like, it's strange. Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, it was kind of impeding. Which, like in Resident Evil with the fixed camera angles, it is one thing, and it works to its own advantage, right? Because it's supposed to. It's all set up on purpose, you know, of what you can and can't see. Like, they do it on purpose. But in this game, because you have that free reign of the camera, sometimes it just gets really dumb.
Yeah,
and it gets like kind of stuck.
Yeah.
In the combat with, like we mentioned, you have guns and you have like the melee weapons. I found myself like completely fucking like swinging and missing a lot too sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Once you got him, shooting had a bit of an auto aim for shooting, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And of course we mentioned it has like tank control, so it has like the Resident Evil style where you hold one button, like you hold the like R1 or R2, I think it was R2, and then you press like X to swing your weapon.
Right. Yeah.
So it had that kind of control, but luckily the weapons, like the guns and stuff, had a bit of an auto aim, which was nice.
Well, it does in Resident Evil kind of sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit. Because, you know, fixed camera angles and tank controls, you know, it's not in first person, so it needs to help you out a little bit, you know, especially where the cameras are.
Mm-hmm.
The boss fights in the game are a little disappointing because they all feel kind of the same.
They are very similar. Like, the only one that's different is probably the Eddie fight, and that's just because he can shoot you from long range, so you have to you just kind of have to hope he doesn't shoot you because it's hard to dodge.
But there was times when I was fighting him where all of a sudden he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm not using my gun. I'm gonna try to punch you."
Yeah, it's super weird.
But he's also probably like the fastest boss too.
The fastest and the fattest, apparently.
Yeah. But well, he's the only like human that you fight. All the rest of them are like the monsters.
Yeah, but generally the boss fights revolve around you running around a very small room and trying to get enough space to shoot the boss and then rinse and repeat.
Yep. And even then, you get to a boss and you pull out. I'm gonna pull out my best weapon, like the shotgun or the rifle, and just unload. And then you still are nowhere close to running out of ammo.
No, not even a little.
Yeah. The first time you fight Pyramid Head is a little tough, just because all you have is the handgun. and he can basically. I
think that one's a timed one. You don't even need to waste ammo, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, well, not like
because I remember all I did was just dodge him for like 5 minutes, and eventually he just left this with the stairway. I think he left. It was a staircase or something.
He just walks down the stairs, and drowns himself somehow.
Yeah.
Because there's like water, and he just fucking walks right into it like it's nothing. You're like, okay.
It's super weird.
Yeah, it was weird. He just gives up. He's like, yeah, I'm out of here.
I mean, if you keep swinging at some guy and he keeps dodging you, at some point you're gonna get tired.
Yeah. You did get these like little strafe movements with the L1 and R1 buttons that you could use, but I didn't use them a lot.
I didn't really ever need to.
Yeah, I didn't either. Like I said.
Well, yeah, it's like I remember Pyramid Head did have like a one-hit kill.
Yeah, he killed me once.
Yeah.
And the worst part was, he killed me when he was walking away. I didn't realize he was really leaving. I was like trying to follow him. I was like, "Where you going, bitch?" He just turned around and hit me, and I died.
Jesus.
And then after, I was like, "Really? I beat him." Like after I realized it, I was like, "I beat him, but he still killed me. That's annoying." But also, it was kind of funny.
Revenge.
He got his revenge. Pyramid Head.
Called him a bitch. That's what you get.
Pyramid Head. Weird monster.
Weird dude.
Almost. He's a horny guy.
He seems to be molesting some of those mannequins every time you catch him.
Absolutely, yep. He was like raping them or just I doubt it was consensual. It was very awkward when I first saw that cutscene. I was like, "What the fuck did I just see?" You know, honestly, it is unsettling. I feel like I don't know what the hell is going on. He's a scary guy. You know,
the man has needs.
Mm-hmm. You don't know what he looks like really because of the giant fucking thing on his head.
He looks like a pyramid. What do you mean?
Yeah. I think his official name in the game too is like something different.
No, I think it's Pyramid Head.
Is it Pyramid Head?
Pretty sure it's Pyramid Head.
I think they called him like the red something. It wasn't Pyramid Head though.
Maybe they called him your mom.
They didn't call him my mom. But Red Pyramid Thing. Okay, it did have pyramid in it. Red Pyramid Thing is what the game called it.
It's his official name.
Well, I think his official name is Pyramid Head, but
yeah.
But he's made appearances in games that you wouldn't think he would be in too, outside of Silent Hill.
He was in freaking Bomberman.
He's in Bomberman.
I've used him when I went over a vacation in New Jersey to visit my friends. It's like I used him all the time. It was fucking hilarious.
Super Bomberman R, and he's also in Konami Track and Field.
Listen, the people love him. Don't say you can't rehabilitate a rapist.
A fucking track and field game. What the fuck?
Track and field.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine Pyramid Head doing fucking hurdles? With his big ass.
I don't know how he's gonna do it with a big ass fucking sword, but.
Yeah.
Did you guys get the fucking Pyramid Head sword?
Yeah.
What a
pain in the ass.
useless ass weapon.
Fucking garbage.
I picked it up and I tried swinging it against him, and I was just like, this is stupid. I just pulled out my gun.
I wonder if there's like a boss that you could one hit kill with that thing. I feel like there should be. Like, maybe if you used it against Eddie or something.
Right, I didn't even try, because it sucked. I hated that weapon.
Yeah, it sucks ass.
We didn't even talk about, there is one other boss too, the fucking cage things. They were like hanging from the ceiling with like these things that would like just have their legs dangling trying to get you.
Yeah.
Those were kind of weird, but also I just pulled out my shotgun and shot the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I found a spot in that room that they could not get to me either.
Oh, nice.
Like I just after I was running around, and then eventually I found a spot, and I was like, cool, they're not going after me in this one spot for some reason.
What was up with those guys that were like hanging from those grates below you? Like, they never attacked me.
No, they didn't attack me either. But
Like,
the first time I saw them, I ran.
Yeah, I had no idea what the point of them was because they didn't seem threatening at all.
No, they were scary looking though.
Yeah, like I ran, but they never caught up to me. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of creepy or scary, which was a lot of things in this game, but when we talked about the characters earlier, I failed to mention the voice acting in this game. I want to talk about. It's not super good. It's weird because when I'm playing it, I was trying to figure out, because I know this was at a time where voice acting in video games wasn't like always great.
Right.
They were still trying to find their swing of things, and I couldn't tell if the shittiness of the voice acting was like intentional.
Probably wasn't.
Because it seemed creepy the way they would talk. I was talking to Noah earlier. It's like they all talked in questions.
Yeah.
Like, be like, what is going on here? Who are you? Hi, I'm James. Like, it was like so weird, and it was like, and he had these weird pauses in everything. And James just talked super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I can come up with of why that was the thing was, besides this was the time where they were starring, like in the middle of trying to get better voice acting for games, is that you try to give a voice actor a script and they try to explain to them, like, you are this person and you're trying to find your dead wife, then you're also hallucinating some random monster nurses, and you're just basically all this psychological stuff, and the voice actor's going to be like, huh? How am I supposed to act this?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know, but it wasn't.
They're going to be just as confused as James is in the game.
Wasn't particularly good. I would say the best, by far in the game, in my opinion, was Laura, because she actually sounded like a little bratty girl.
Yeah, I'd say that too. I fucking hated Maria though.
Maria is a piece of shit, kind of. But I think she's designed to be on purpose. You know, she's supposed to be.
So how many times did you guys die when Pyramid Head chased you and Maria in that hallway?
Zero times.
Zero.
Oh, really? Oh. Well, apparently if you play on hard mode, it's a fucking bitch to get past.
Really?
Really?
Yes, because the AI is so dumb, she
normal.
randomly stops in the middle of running, and he catches up to her. You
Oh
have to,
no,
like,
she got hit plenty of times. I didn't give a fuck about her. I was looking.
That's what I mean. Like, she kept getting fucking hit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she
frustrating.
got hit too, but I was just like, whatever. You know?
Yeah,
Fuck
like,
her.
yeah.
She didn't die, so whatever. And she did, but
She
not
did.
from
Yeah, on
that
hard mode, if she only
situation.
gets hit a couple of times, she's dead. That's it. You have to redo that whole section.
I do want to mention too. Speaking of the difficulty, there's you could choose the difficulty of the game, but you also choose the difficulty of the puzzles,
Right.
which is cool.
I like
just
that.
picked I went normal, and the puzzles themselves are clever, never really difficult though. Oh, one I want to mention. I didn't even mention this one. The clock one I thought was particularly clever. I really liked that with the hands of the clock, and you had to match them with the children's like the markings on the wall
Right.
of
Yeah.
the children's height. I thought that was really cool.
That was pretty good. I think
Yeah.
the thing that interested me more about that puzzle was like trying to find every piece to it, like all the things that you needed. Like that whole apartment building was like really tense because there were so many things you had to find.
Yeah, there was the one where you had to like take a piece of hair and like put a hook on it and like trying to fish a key out of a drain.
Yeah, in the hospital.
Yeah.
And there was a part where you had to like melt a clay doll to like a fucking horseshoe with a lighter and like use it as a handle to open up a latch.
Yeah.
Um,
In the prison.
yeah, in the prison. Those were cool. I liked those puzzles. There's not a lot of instances where you had to like combine items, but I did like the times that you had to.
Yeah.
Almost made me wish I played the game on normal with hard puzzles.
That's what I
I'd
did.
be really surprised. Like, what changes in the puzzles to make them harder?
They give you way vaguer hints.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
That and like the puzzles are slight. I think you have to find a few extra pieces sometimes in certain puzzles.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was guessing. Like maybe you'd have to find more stuff.
Less
That's
hints
pretty
would make more
interesting.
sense too, because on normal at least they give you all the right amount of hints to not make it obvious either. You know, but I felt good about them. I enjoyed it.
Right.
You know, I never really got stuck. There's a couple times where I had to think for a minute, but other than that, it wasn't difficult, and it felt just enough or rewarding where, you felt like you overcame it, but it wasn't too easy.
Yeah.
One that was a pain in the ass for me was the one with the books and the titles. As I vaguely remember it, but that was like I struggled with that one quite a bit. Yeah, because it was on the hard one version of the puzzle solving.
Well, where was that?
That was.
Oh, maybe that was Silent Hill 3.
Yeah,
Never
that
mind.
might have been.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't remember this puzzle.
Yeah. I'm mixing up my Silent Hills.
There was some codes and stuff that you had to figure out on some of them, like padlock codes and stuff. But
Right. Yeah.
yeah, one of them, I think it was like you had to spell out a word, and I was just dicking around. I wasn't even 100% sure what I had to put, and I just was like making words for fun. And then I made Mark. I was like, oh, Mark. Huh? And I was like, oh, hi, Mark. And then I changed it to dark, and it was like click. I was like, oh, hey.
Wait, wasn't it lock?
No, it was dark.
It was different for you?
Yeah, my answer was dark.
My answer was lock. I didn't
what
even know
the
there were
fuck?
different things.
Silent Hill is known for that. Sometimes the puzzles change. Like, it's not always the same puzzle every time.
Through playthroughs?
Huh.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I was just
Like, it can be it's a variable of it can be this group of puzzles which has like these answers, or it will have a different explanation with these answers, kind of thing.
Right.
That would keep it fresh for multiple playthroughs. Mm-hmm. Because you do have to do multiple.
Yeah, they do that a lot with
different
like,
endings.
especially when you have to figure out what numbers to put in or something. Yeah.
Right.
Right, the numbers stuff. Yeah, there's a couple where you had to put in like.
That way you
exact
have to go
numbers.
through a specific room or something because it will have a different number for you to find. Yeah, and like it has a cutscene you want to see or something. Yeah.
That's cool.
That makes sense.
That's really
cool.
clever, yeah.
I like that. Well, I'm glad we talked about that puzzle because I would have had no idea that.
Yeah.
So you guys want to talk spoilers?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna put a timestamp in the description below if you want to avoid spoiler talk, and you know where to skip ahead to at this point if you want to go right into the list. But right now I'll go right into recommendations actually first. But yeah, let's talk about spoilers. Storyline wise, we mentioned there's like different endings, right? Me and Ailes both got in the water for our ending.
Yep.
I think I got the leave ending where like he talks to her while she's in the nurse bed, and then he sees the letter while he's at the graveyard.
Okay. That's one of the supposedly one of the good.
But we also
I think
when
that's the hardest one to get. Yeah.
Yeah, like because like when I played this second time through, like I played with me and my friend back in Greece, like we did like a marathon of games, like we played the Metal Gear, we played Alone in the Dark, we played all the Silent Hill games, just did like fucking played all through them all, and so he knew about like all the endings on Silent Hill 2, so he told me how to get like the quote unquote better ending. So like he was he wasn't telling me directly how to do it. It was when I was about to do something that would like not get me that ending, he would be like, "Don't do that." So
well, supposedly he must have told you to keep yourself healed.
Yeah.
Because
he
was
did.
When I read up about how to get the different endings after I beat it, one of the things was one of the reasons why I got that ending, in the water ending, was because I didn't keep myself above like half health throughout the game. Which I mean, I wouldn't fucking know what exactly my health is because the game doesn't have like a HUD, so you have like it's like Resident Evil where you look on your menu screen to see your health, but it just has like a fuzzy screen that gets like red when you're almost dead and apparently turns green when you're like fully healed. But like I didn't even fucking know. If I wasn't red, I didn't care. You know, I wasn't getting hit by anything, so it was like fucking whatever. You know, so. Apparently, I had him at almost dead a lot, and at the end of the game, he fucking kills himself.
Yeah, that's one of the endings.
Fucking drives off a cliff, or not a cliff, or he just drives into the lake.
You know what? I respect it.
Now, you know what? I think
that's a
fitting
decent,
ending
like
for him.
that would. Yeah, you said that earlier. That was like the canon ending, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's largely considered to be the canon ending.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, that would be that's the more suiting ending, honestly.
Yeah, James loses his shit in the game, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, you find out later on that the letter he got from Mary, he didn't really even get.
Right.
It's
because the letter
page.
disappears after you beat at the end of the game. The letter itself disappears. Like everything's on it. He just made all that up in his head. Like it was like he went there to like fight his own demons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and you find out his own demons are that he fucking killed his damn wife.
Yeah.
You know, she was sick, but he just couldn't take it anymore, and he like put a pillow over her head.
Well, I don't think it's that he couldn't take it anymore. I think he was like putting her out of her misery, basically.
I think.
Well, that's the thing. One of the endings shows that. The other one shows him not being able to take anymore and killing her because he's frustrated that she's wasting away his life because she's always has to take care of her and all that. It's like there's different, like Brandon mentioned again earlier, it's like there are all so many different interpretations on how this story goes, and like all the different endings shows that.
Yeah, like the monsters represent his, like, all the different things with him, and Mary is supposed to be, or Maria is supposed to be like a version of, in his head, of what he wishes his wife was.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's kind of kind of sexual. She's peppy, you know, and he even says, "Oh, you look just like my wife," you know.
Well, she does. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a manifestation of what he wishes his wife actually was.
It's so strange that she's a character at all, because I guess she's completely not real.
Yeah, she keeps dying. She dies over and over again throughout the story, and she just keeps coming back, and you're like, you just died. Oh, no, I didn't. What are you talking about, silly? You're like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, what the fuck is this game, you know?
It's weird. It's interesting. Like, if you get the Maria ending, like, the last boss is actually Mary. It's not Maria.
I saw that.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's so strange. Like, I don't get, what's real? What's real? Tell me what's real.
Nothing is fucking real, apparently. That ending, when you walk off with Maria, she like coughs at the end to be like, it's repeating the cycle, like, oh, now she's sick, you know.
Yeah, so apparently he's fucked either way.
You're never gonna escape this hell.
Remember that.
You're never gonna be happy.
Can't escape your own demons, I think is what the game's trying to say. But the best ending, the canon ending for me, fuck all the other endings, is the dog ending. The fucking dog ending, which you can't get until after you beat the game. You have to play through it again, and you get a key called I think it's just called the dog key, and you'd be like, what the fuck is this for? And eventually, in the near the end in the hotel, you can unlock a door that he walks in the door, and this ends the game early. Walks in the door, there's a fucking dog on like a big, like a cartoon-ass computer almost. Like
a massive computer. Yeah, it controls everything.
He's just controlling everything. There's a picture of fucking James and Maria's face on the fucking computer, and the dog's just, and he's like, "Oh, it was you all along." But he says it in Japanese. They never even dubbed that part. It's like, what the fuck is this? And then it goes into the credits, and it's just like the end theme, but with like dog barking over it.
And it's just a picture of the dog there instead of James.
Yeah, a picture of the dog, and there's just like. And it shows Eddie, and he starts growling when it shows Eddie, because Eddie fucking killed the dog.
Yeah.
And then it just ends with like a picture of James like all muscular, and then a picture of Marie like in a bikini. It's like, what the fuck is this? And I love it so much. It's so fucking great. It's just like, for a game like this to just have like an off the wall, just fucking ridiculous ending like that, I love it.
Right.
It's so good. And there's supposedly another ending. There's actually two we didn't talk about. One, you have to beat the game like the dog ending, but in this one, there's like different items that you have to collect. And if you collect all the specific items at the end of the game, James puts Mary's dead body in a boat, rolls off to this island with all the items you collected, and he tries to resurrect her in like a church.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. I don't really get that ending.
I think that's like a small homage to like the first Silent Hill, because spoilers for the first Silent Hill now. If you, for the perfect, like the true ending, you have to do certain things, and it ends up. Well, do you guys want me to tell you? Because in case we go back to play Silent Hill 1.
Probably not.
Okay, never mind. You'll know. You'll get the reference if you ever do that.
There is supposedly another reference to one of the endings, though, with like this ending, this last one, they added in the Xbox One, and then I guess a future release for the PS2, like a director's cut type of thing. It's an alien ending where fucking James gets abducted by these like stereotypical looking aliens, and the character from the first game helps the aliens abduct you. And I guess in the first game, from what I read, there's also an alien ending in that one. So it's like a continuation of that ending, which is just like another just random ass.
It's a goofy ending.
Yeah, I like the dog ending.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Just goes to show you, this game is fucking ridiculous.
It can
love
be,
it.
Yeah. But I want to just quickly mention in like the spoiler section, like some of the other characters, like how, you know, they had their own like versions of Silent Hill that they were seeing. And I think the one that they kind of like went in on the most was Angela.
Right.
Because when you fight the boss, she's looking for her mom in Silent Hill. And when you fight that boss, the abstract daddy, she's calling it daddy. And this is like a really disturbing symbolism, because that room is gross when you walk in there, because you're like, everything looks like fleshy, like the walls, and there's these pistons in the walls too, which are like just eerie to look at.
And don't forget that like, disgusting old TV.
Old TV. Yeah, and she calls the creature daddy, and the the creature looks like a bed, and like a person on a bed like slouched over something, so it's supposed to like be symbolic of her father who sexually abused her.
Yeah.
So, and I think like just the room itself was like an entire representation of that.
Yeah. It was very disturbing.
Yeah.
Well, Angela's whole thing is like throughout the game, like first you meet her in the cemetery, then you meet her like seemingly about to kill herself when she's in front of that huge mirror.
Yep.
Like it's all like her trying to deal with her abuse, her know,
and she killed her father. She killed her father.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the notes that says like he's dead and her brother is dead, and that she supposedly killed both of them. And that knife that you have that she gives you is the knife she used to kill both of them. Which, and then when the last time you see her, she's like just kind of is going nuts at that point and just walks off into the fire.
Yeah, like for some reason, like a part of the hotel is suddenly on fire.
Yeah, which I don't know if that was like what she was seeing, because she mentioned there was fire everywhere at one point, and James is like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I think her version of Silent Hill was different than what James was seeing.
Yeah, and you kind of see it from her point of view for like a little bit of time.
Yeah,
and that's when she kind of like confronts you, like, are you going to kill yourself? And he's like, no, I would never. But then he does, in the underwater ending.
Yeah, and then he does anyway.
Yeah, so he's kind of like having to deal with his own, guilt and, thoughts of suicide, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird that, you get to see kind of, what she was going through too. But, it doesn't really explain why you can see that, but
I mean, a lot of shit happens that they don't explain. You start going through fucking teleporting doors and, what the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, and fucking Maria just teleports everywhere. She's with you.
Yeah. Oh my god, Maria's fucking teleporting. That's so annoying.
You go through a door and then all of a sudden she's standing on the complete fucking opposite corner. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
She's already in the door. She's already in the room. Any room you want to go in, she's in there already.
Yep. Yeah, it's almost like they did it on purpose as like Maria's not real, She's just teleporting anywhere she wants to be. I feel like that's what I don't know if it was that or just their way of putting her in there. I don't know what it was, but that's what it felt like.
Yeah, that's the thing that fucking weirded me out about Eddie too. Like, is he real? Like, he's in the fucking prison. The prison, is that a real place? Is the prison really under the Historical Society? I am so confused.
I don't know.
Because you fall down 50 fucking holes.
Yeah.
And then, I don't get it.
Then you go out the other side of the Historical Society. It, makes no sense. And where did Eddie get that pizza?
Exactly.
Like, that town is, gone, it's abandoned, and he's eating a fresh fucking pizza.
Eddie's not real. I'm saying it right now. Eddie's not real. Fuck
Is
this.
Laura real?
I have no idea anymore.
Is Angela the only other person that was actually in that town with you?
I don't even know if Angela's real.
Oh my god. I don't even know if this game is real.
This game's not real.
Oh man, okay. You guys have any other spoilers you want to talk about?
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, I did really like the scene where you meet Maria in that jail cell, and it kind of goes into like that video, section.
Yeah.
Where like she's just she's being super creepy at that point. That's one of my favorite
very,
parts.
very unsettling scene.
Yeah, I love that part of the game. That's like one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, that was very weird.
I just wish that they did a little bit more with Pyramid Head. It's the way he dies or like he's revealed what he is and how you defeat him was kind of very anticlimactic.
So he's the manifestation of all of James's guilt, really.
Yeah, which is a cool concept. They should have done it where James actually overcomes and like beats him instead of just him killing himself.
Once he realizes that he kills himself.
Like him killing himself is him defeating him, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done it in a much cooler way.
Like Pyramid Head was like, well, it's like my work here is done. You've realized, what is going on here, and then he just like ends. Pyramid Head kills himself once he's like, okay, I don't need to exist anymore.
Right.
Which was
what I wish for the other characters like Eddie and Angela and all these people. I wish like one or maybe all of them had some kind of like relationship with James. Like at some point, I wish they would have like been cool. Been on some good terms, so that their turn later on would have been more impactful. They were just always weird.
Laura was like knew Mary or something. And
you mean Maria?
No, Laura.
Oh, you mean knew? Yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah, she knew her and like would say like, Mary's talked about you, and it was just, but she didn't know James, and it was just really weird.
And she was always a jerk. She locked you in that fucking room.
Yeah.
She kicked that key from you for no reason.
She's a little shit.
Yeah.
And you're like chasing her half the game.
Yeah.
Wait,
not cool, not cool, Laura.
Yeah, not cool, Laura. We don't even know if you're real, so.
You're not real.
Could have been fucking chasing
I've decided.
anything. Okay, so now let's do recommendations for whether or not we would recommend you to play Silent Hill 2. We're gonna let's start with Noah. Usually I start with who picked the game, but this is a Patreon pick. But I'm gonna start with Noah because you've played this game first, so I'm gonna use that. So.
If you're a fan of survival horror, I definitely want to pick this up. It's like a classic, really, at this point. It does a lot of great things that it's like the whole psychological aspect is very unique to Silent Hills. Like they know how to do it well, not just to make it like the gameplay and like challenging in the way that it's scary or just like monster design alone. It's like all the sound, the environments, the atmosphere, like they fucking nailed it. They know how to do a really good psychological horror. So yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely want to pick this one up and try to play it.
Alright, Ills?
Yes, and I would say, like, if you're a fan of survival horror, play on hard, because don't play on normal, you get too much stuff. If you know how to play a survival horror game, do yourself the favor, it's probably a better experience. So yeah. Yeah,
I can agree with that. I mean, of course I gotta recommend this game. I mean, people have always said it's one of the best survival horror games. I would say it's not the best, but I would say it's definitely, definitely earns its right to be called that. So, I would say definitely give this game a try if you are 17 or older, because it's rated M for mature.
Also, don't play the HD collection. Do not play the HD collection.
Do not play the HD collection. Thank you, Noah, for the PSA. All right, well, now it's time for the real judgment. We're going to go into Silent Hill just to place it on the list.
The list.
You can follow along with the list and the paste bin link in the description below. Every Game Club game we play, we add to the list, and the list is an ever-growing list of video games that we rank from best to worst. So let me look here. Ills, I'm going to give you the right here to decide where you think it goes first, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so we have a couple of survival horror games or horror adjacent games on the list already, and I don't think it's better than Resident Evil, and I don't think it's better than Walking Dead Season 1. So I think below Walking Dead Season 1, and like somewhere below Walking Dead Season 1 would be my starting point.
Yeah, it's weird because like I played 1, 2, and Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3 like back to back, and Silent Hill 2, like everybody fucking loves Silent Hill 2, is like claim it's the best one easily in the series, but like in terms of like the horror element, the gameplay, and all that, I can agree, but the story, like the structure and like the is way better in the first Silent Hill, I believe, and it's more. It keeps you in the loop, like it makes you want to continue, like unlike the Silent Hill 2 was just like random, constantly leaving you confused on what the fuck is going on and having no sense. But
right.
I do like it definitely has a more psychological effect on the character you're playing rather than Silent Hill 1. So I have to give it props for that, but I definitely overall prefer the story in 1 and the outcome. Ending in general. Okay. But it is a very well structured game, for sure. Yeah. And so where was the
like
Walking
we mentioned,
Dead?
The Walking Dead Season 1 is number 57. Like we mentioned, like unfortunately, like some of its downfall does come with it not being hard.
Yeah.
Not that a game necessarily has to be hard, but like.
It kind of has to be for like a horror, otherwise, like you mentioned earlier, if you feel like you're super powered, you're not going to be scared, and that's the whole idea of the game.
If you don't feel threatened or in danger, you don't feel scared anymore, which is part of horror.
Yeah,
yeah. That doesn't mean it has to be hard. It just has to be like. It has to make you make meaningful decisions that put you in danger.
We know for sure in The Walking Dead, the decisions matter.
Oh yeah, so much.
Yeah. You have to make some...
Like, there's not much in terms of gameplay there, but it does make you constantly think of what you have to do next very carefully.
And it doesn't give you much time to do so either,
which adds to the panic, the anxiety.
Yeah, which is what you would be in if you were in that situation. You would have time, which is really good.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like they're both like horror games and like based on survival, but they're completely different games. Mm-hmm. It's very weird.
Gameplay, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You get way more of a feel for the characters in Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, The Walking Dead is like the story is like miles better. Mm-hmm. And the character development. Yeah, and Silent Hill 2 is just like, who the fuck is Eddie? What is he doing here? Fat.
Yeah.
How do you get that pizza? I want a slice.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. I mean, so if we're putting it below Walking Dead, which I can agree with.
Should we just base it around just that one game though?
Well, no, because that's what I'm saying.
Just my
the starting point,
starting area.
Yeah.
This is just where I don't want it to go above.
Yeah, and if we're segueing into that, that's what I was segueing to. Like, if we're putting it below it, where then, because the games below it are also all pretty good.
Yeah.
So, like, Ghost Trick, I think Ghost Trick might be better than it.
I think Ghost Trick's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I think honestly, I would put it below Ghost Trick, but above The Missing. The Missing is also like a good case of like kind of horror, like a psychological type of horror. But The Missing also does a good job of telling like a meaningful, good story too.
Yeah. And there definitely some puzzle elements to it too, which were interesting.
The Missing has a better outcome to it, that's for sure.
Yes. That's the weakest thing about
message.
Silent Hill. It has like it drops the ball at the end. It's like
yeah, it's like, hey, you know what the outcome is? Kill yourself.
Yeah,
that's a great message. What are you talking about? What's wrong with that? I love that both the raffle games that we've had so far have been very depressing.
Yeah, what's up with that? Keep it up, guys.
I love it.
Make us think outside the box.
I don't know if I want it above Terranigma.
I don't know. Well, I could see it below Danganronpa. I think below Danganronpa is a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, Danganronpa also kind of a horror game.
Yeah, it is.
But has better characters.
Of course.
In it, so.
Well, Silent Hill definitely has more gameplay in that aspect, but...
Silent Hill has more gameplay. Yeah.
True.
Like Danganronpa, obviously, it's a visual novel, so it's light on the terms of gameplay, but...
Also, I actually really enjoyed like the environments of Silent Hill 2. Like, I thought they were really good.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. And,
world design, yeah.
Yeah, and level design too. You know, in terms of the labyrinths of the all the environments.
The prison, the hotel.
Yeah, they're all very well
the
designed.
Hospital. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were great.
Yeah.
Alright, let's put it back up again. Shit.
I mean,
around the Danganronpa area is a good spot.
Is there no case to be made to put it above Walking Dead, you think?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'd put it above like Walking Dead, Freedom Planet, Super Mario Sunshine, or Ghost Trick.
Yeah.
Like I guess like I could a case could be made to me for above The Missing, but like you know in this general vicinity of the list, I think is a good spot.
Right.
Like somewhere between The Missing and Danganronpa. Because I would definitely put it above the first Uncharted.
Right. Yeah.
And I would definitely put it above Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
But would you put it above Hotel Dust?
Man, now you mention it, does
That's
Hotel
another
Dust
hotel.
deserve to go up?
Huh?
Snatcher and Hotel Dusk.
Yeah.
Should they be above Uncharted?
Should they? Should Beautiful Joe be above Uncharted? I don't
Maybe
know.
not.
Beautiful Joe should be above Kid Icarus.
Okay, now we're talking. Kid Icarus should move down. Kid Icarus should be below Sin and Punishment. Let's get real.
Maybe I'll listen to that case someday. But
for now, I mean, I'm okay with being it under Danganronpa. I'm okay with it, but
my personal feeling is right below The Missing.
The Missing.
Yeah.
I feel if it's going there, I don't know.
I wouldn't put it above Ghost Trick. I just wouldn't.
No.
So, above Terranigma then?
Yeah, I would
Noah?
put it. Yeah.
Noah, are you okay with this?
I'm fine. It's still in the same area. They're both really good games. I love both Terranigma and Silent Hill 2, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm fine
Sounds
with
good
that.
to me. So that would put Silent Hill 2 at number 62 on the list. So we talked about them, but right above it, at number 60 would be Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Right below that would be The Missing, J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories. Now number 62 is Silent Hill 2. Number 63, Terranigma. And I just want to point out that 60, 61, 62, and 63, all club games. So there's an episode on each of those games if you want to go listen to them. Well, obviously you listen to the Silent Hill 2 one right now, but you know, if you want to listen to us talk about those other games, I would definitely go check those out because those are all good games, by the way. And number 64, fittingly, number 64 is Star Fox 64.
Where it belongs.
We can never put a game. We can never ever put a game above it ever again. Because we're gonna
unless it's Mario 64.
Put Mario 64 at 64. God, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah. People would riot.
Yeah, I would riot. It would be the most deserving riot of all time. That's a claim. But that's it for this episode of Jump Up Supercast Game Club. But before we go, we do have a couple of things that we should talk about. The next game is one of them. Noah.
Yes.
It is your turn to pick a game here.
It is.
So, what are we playing next? Before I get into plugs, we'll just get this out of the way. What are we playing next?
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna be playing Fox Hunt on the PS1.
Okay. That's
I'm crying right now.
You don't know what to expect.
Literally crying.
another PS1 game.
Another PS1 game.
If it ain't a PS1 game, it ain't no.
Oh, this is a game that I feel like nobody's heard of. So
nope.
If you're listening,
it's one of those childhood games, so you know how that's gonna go.
I hate your childhood. So I just want to let you know this. Oh, I would never wish your childhood on anybody. I don't know how you're still alive.
Oh, we'll be back to play to talk about our time with Fox Hunt in 2 weeks from now. But hey, if you enjoyed the Jump Up Supercast Game Club, make sure you check us out on your favorite podcast listening service of your choice, including SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube, where new episodes of the Game Club will be up every other Thursday, as well as the Jump Up Supercast episodes, the normal ones, will be up every single Monday. We talk about video game news, and every single week we add a game to the list. So if you want to follow the list, you gotta listen to everything, man. So give us a follow, a like, or a share, and feel free to let us know what you thought about Silent Hill 2 in the comments below if you've ever played it, or if you're interested in playing it. Support us if you enjoy what we do here. You can support us on Patreon, where for $1 a month you can get the chance to choose one of our Game Club games, just like Silent Hill. So every single round we're going to be doing that, like I mentioned a little earlier. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to stay up to date on everything Jump Up Supercast related. You can even catch us streaming from time to time on twitch.tv/JumpUpSupercast. Make sure you follow us so you can get a notification when we go live. Sometimes I play the Game Club games. I don't think I'm going to be playing Fox Hunt streaming, so don't look forward to that. But I'll play some games. I've been streaming at least once a week. And also Muzzy's been... Muzzy really wants to join the Jump Up Supercast Game Club.
Don't let him.
We told him if he wants to join the game club, he needs to go through the hell that we do. So we made a deal. We cut a deal with him. He's playing all the games in hell on the list, which is every game underneath Donkey Konga, for at minimum of 5 hours of each game, and then he's gonna have to play the entirety of Sonic 06. So we're putting him through the fucking gauntlet. He's streaming Wednesday nights. He didn't stream last Wednesday night because he's a fucking pussy. Yep. But nah, he has something come up. But most of the time, streaming Wednesday nights, he will be. So make sure you follow us. It's if you want to watch him struggle and go through hell, which is fun. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitch. And as always, I just want to thank Ills, and I want to thank Noah for playing video games again. And even more importantly, I want to thank you guys for listening. Go out there, play some video games. If you go to a town that you see monsters in, please leave that town and be nice.